and on big giant stones.
If you go to the grocery store and you have your little aspirating mask on and you're not sick, then you're not doing anything. If you're sick and you wear that mask, you're just stopping others from getting sick from
No, he's a genuine gentleman that's telling us a legitimate story.
Jiminy Cricket was flying the goddamn plane.
On the bottom of them.
I just see so many chemtrails and it would
I do
be
too.
expensive
I do
to
too.
crop dust.
That's not where.
I think if you have an
Greetings, guys. Hello, good morning. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Becky.
I've just checked in two gentlemen that have been to pilot school. I think one of the gentlemen is a flat earther. They wanted to come down here and get involved in this conversation to do with the piloting.
Oh,
That's me.
I think if you have an agenda, the ends outweigh the means. So price.
Let's let these new people talk.
Before everybody else starts. Yeah, I don't think I do see the but I don't
You guys have been speaking nonstop for about 3 days now. We get new members in here that want to come and talk, and you guys just don't shut up and then they leave. So we just listen to you regurgitating for days.
I was about to say, hey, I want to hear from the pilot.
Hello?
So
Greetings and welcome to the server.
Hey, how you doing? I'm 29. I used to be an intern airline pilot in 2007, and I recently resigned. But me and my squad noticed a few things about chemtrails and such that they really didn't know about at the time. And at the time, the internet wasn't really well known. You know, not many people use the internet, but I was able to research exactly what they were. And I used to use deep web software in 2014, and I was able to confirm a few things about what exactly I did see at nighttime through X-ray vision.
X-ray from a plane, or
yes.
Awesome.
Well, what do you mean,
Goggles.
Yeah, above in the clouds, right above the clouds, we were able to X-ray through the clouds using an X-ray module device that was attached to our cameras as a heat sensor, and that was able to propel rays of X-ray vision below the clouds, thus causing like a shift. And we were able to see through the clouds, and we saw chemtrails right below the ground. I mean, right above the ground. Me and my squad, we use X-ray vision to locate chemtrails about, I'd say, a good 100 meters to 150 meters right above the surface of the floor. And the sea floor, we were above sea level. And the sea level was about the same height as the ground. So what they saw there, they couldn't necessarily put together at the moment. But what I saw was a little bit different. I mean, I saw what I looked up previously, which were chemtrails. I found that to be very intriguing.
Why were you guys looking for chemtrails? What were you actually?
No. We're not originally supposed to do that. We were flying to drop off a package across the sea to Hawaii, and while we were flying to Hawaii we were delivering a package on a Boeing, and the Boeing had X-ray vision sensor lights on the bottom of the plane. And okay, yeah. So sorry about that, but that's exactly what we saw through the clouds. We had to look through the clouds to be able to see that. But they thought originally that there were pirates, like right below right on the sea level. That's what they thought, because they had lights and stuff. Like the boats had lights on them or something, and they thought they was throwing spears. But yeah, that's essentially what I saw. I had actual proof of chemtrails, but they thought originally that they were pirates that were sailing to where we were, and they were throwing spears at the cockpit of the machine, the flying machine. That's what they thought originally, but I mean, they had to have thrown them pretty hard because they can't really reach 400 meters above sea level. And so me and my crew were able to eventually land in Hawaii. Everything went fine, but see what they saw and what we saw was completely unexplainable. I kind of understood what was going on in that situation because I had saw that's exactly what chemtrails had looked like, and that confirmed my theory straight up.
Let me ask you this,
2012.
bro. Oh, go ahead. 2000 when?
This was 2012, December of 2012.
Yeah.
How did you know that they were chemtrails?
I'm curious. I'm curious about the spears. I mean, I know I can throw a spear kind of far. I mean, you said somebody was throwing a spear?
Yeah, that's what they had thought originally, that they was throwing spears vertically to the cockpit. That's what they had thought. But
it was that close where somebody actually thought they could actually hit, something. It was that close where they thought they could actually hit it with a hand thrown spear.
Well, yeah, that's what they had thought. Like I said, originally, but it turned out to be pelicans. They was flying up.
Oh, this dude's trolling.
Well, I was wondering
no,
what
he's
the
not. He's not trolling, Helio. What is wrong with you?
He said he saw chemtrails from an airplane that people thought they could throw a spear at. So that's why
he confused me.
How are you calling him a troll for saying that? I don't understand where your mindset is at.
I'm sorry, guys.
Don't apologize, mate. I don't know what he's doing.
I'll shut up.
All right, it must be the lag. I think. I don't know.
I thought he said that somebody thought they were getting spears thrown at him, not that somebody thought they could throw a spear at him.
No, that they thought they saw that they were throwing spears from the actual ship that they were sailing on towards Hawaii. That's what they had thought originally.
So they thought that they saw spear guns on a ship, and that's somehow not acceptable for people.
They were pelicans. They were pelicans. They thought they were spears, but they were pelicans.
Yeah, but it turned out to be birds, very aerodynamic bird. But so it was just it was kind of just a misconception.
Right. So you saw these chemtrails on the visors or whatever you were wearing, or your friends did, and
yeah, it was
chemtrails show up like a different color or something.
It was a heat-seeking camera, and right above that heat-seeking camera were two other lights, and then right below there was a machine, and that connected right below that to an X-ray camera, and the camera was it was attached by the machine that was attached to the two lights, and the lights shined directly below the clouds, and then what the X-ray did was travel through the light beams and attach itself to the object that it was spying on. Sorry, I keep letting go of my button here. That's exactly what we saw was shocks me to this day that I was actually able to see something like that firsthand.
So you were on your way out to Hawaii and you came across a ship. So you were really in the middle of the ocean when you saw these chemtrails. You weren't like overland, because there is such thing as bunker fuel that comes from ships, and it gives off a certain whatever you call it signature that shows up like a chemtrail. That's why I was asking you what it looked like.
Oh yeah, we were flying about 400 meters below sea level.
So
you were out in the middle of the ocean?
Yes.
And you said that the chemtrails, you looked to some X-ray sensor stuff, and it is indescribable what you saw.
I mean, to them, yeah, but I kind of knew I had prior experience and I think somebody asked me earlier, how do I know what these look like? I used to do a lot of research back when I used to live at home. I used to go look up encyclopedias and dictionaries, and I looked up the word chemtrail.
Oh, right. Let me think about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a word. And then through the internet, I was able to, get pictures and stuff, when technology was advancing. And I was able to see what they actually had looked like, because there were no pictures in the dictionary. It was just words.
So you were on a transport mission to across the sea, and you found a chemtrail, and you went up next to it, above it or something, and scanned it with this X-ray scanning equipment. If I got that.
Yes, it was a camera, and there was a lot of modules below it, and then below that was a heat-seeking camera, and then below that were 2 lights, and below those 2 lights were the X-ray machine box, and then below that was the actual X-ray camera, and then it goes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a pretty big rig that was spun over a carbon modulated diffusion shaft channel that was all regulated throughout the inners of the fuselage, and then that connected to the cockpit, and that's how we were able to fly off with the turbine engines and
Interesting.
the airfoils, because we were 400 meters below sea.
Okay, so and you're able to, with this equipment, when after you scanned the chemtrail, while you were scanning it, you had like a laptop or something that you could get the results of the scan right there in the.
Actually, it was all connected to our DNSR computer, and that system then connected to our FRT system right behind the cockpit. Sorry.
Okay, so it was hooked into your cockpit electronics, and it was on your screen and your plane.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that's how we're able to visually see it, but it was tracked through the camera system, and then nobody was alerted, but I just happened to have been looking through that camera to see exactly what they were pointing at, because they thought they saw lights and spears and birds, and so I looked through that camera, and that's exactly what I saw at that moment, and that it shocked me.
Wait. Let me get this. This is the camera system, the scanning equipment for the chemtrail, right? But rather than that, you saw dudes on a boat in the sea with throwing.
Well, that's originally what they thought they had saw.
Oh.
But what I saw was much different. Yeah, what I saw was the actual chemtrails.
Oh, okay.
Below the aircraft.
Oh, okay. So, like, was there some dude on a boat throwing spears way down there below you guys, and the chemtrails between you guys, or you mean figuratively? It looked kind of similar to something like that.
It was somewhat similar, but the boat had bright lights on it, but that was besides the point. Our main pilot originally saw the boat about I'd say 12 o'clock of the cockpit, and his name was Jiminy Cricket.
Okay,
and,
so
Jiminy saw the boat, and then
okay, so there was a real boat out there, and in between the aircraft and that, y'all were looking through this sensor stuff that scanned this X-ray scanning equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they were chemtrails that we saw below the aircraft, and they were trying to say it was an unexplainable phenomena. But I mean, I beg to differ, obviously, because I had prior experience with chemtrails, and Jiminy, he completely tried to disregard me upon my discovery.
At this point,
Right,
was
right.
I wrong, Becky? Is he trolling or not?
No, he's a genuine gentleman that's telling us a
Jiminy
legitimate
Cricket was
story.
flying the plane. Jiminy Cricket was flying the goddamn plane.
Hilly,
What's embarrassing?
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, obviously trolling, man.
He's not trolling Helio. I think what you guys were seeing was bunker fuel from the ships out in the middle of the ocean. Any lower than, I think it's 60,000 feet. There's like a law on the books, though, that they're allowed to spray us like bugs, as long as it's from up high enough. And then recently they started putting up the chemtrails up in the ionosphere. So they're going even higher, and they're putting a lot more chemicals up there. It's not just barium and strontium and aluminum and all this stuff, but they're adding more all the time. And they're using drones, too. So it's not just airplanes.
My team saw them about 150, so that's not very far off from.
So what is in the trails? Chemicals that are going to kill our soil and not allow us to farm after however many decades of spraying. What's the end goal here, guys?
Well,
I
I
saw
did a
some
lot of research.
documentary.
This is a government-made product. It's government-made, and it's to its sole purpose of the chemtrail is to first. Sorry. Okay. It's to strangulate the crops and eventually stop life from growing from the crops. And then once that starts, it'll start infecting other victims, and soon will create a zombie apocalypse. That's what I think.
No, that's all another crap. That's all.
Well, there's a whole NASA document on it. They've got all sorts of plans for it. But you
I
can
think
look it
it's all
up.
fake. It's all fake. They don't have this technology. It's all just bluster.
Absolutely.
Do you believe in population control? Do you think that one day they're going to send out, like, say, a virus that could kill a bunch of people or something like that?
No.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that one either, honestly.
Okay, well, keep your eyes open.
There also could be a government.
The one thing you're told.
All right, hey guys, I have to go see my doctor in about an hour. We're getting a checkup. Can I show you guys a quick project that me and my team worked on originally in 2007? No, I'm gonna show you guys right here. Hold on, that's different. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade.
That's
He'd
impressive.
let us in, knows where we've been, in his octopus's garden, near a cave. I'd like my friends to come and see.
Welcome to Sunday's Super